I'm going to show you how to do an extrude and a revolve. I'm going to open up my project 2 that I made when I learned the sketching tool. So you should be able to load it up like this. If you need to go back in and edit this sketch, you can reorient this to the front. You can right click, control click on a Mac and edit it. We could go in and change these dimensions. When we're finished, we hit the green check mark. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this out in parametric 3D modeling. This is called an extrude. In SketchUp that was called a push or a pull. And that button's up here. And what you do is when you have that selected, it's going to ask you for a face or a region that you want to extrude. So I'm going to click right here in this gray part, and then it's going to pull this out this way. So I have a couple of options here. I can pull on that arrow there. I can push or pull either direction. And I can look at how far the depth is going to go, or I can just key that in. I'm going to key this out to 1 inch. And when I'm finished, I'm going to hit the green check box here. There's an extrusion. Now, let's say I want to put a hole in here somewhere, say on the top here, and I want to drill this through this way. What I can do here is I can start a new sketch. It's going to ask me what plane I want it to be on. I'm actually going to choose this surface up here to be the sketch plane. So notice it puts this blue rectangle around that, and now I can draw my features on that. If I want to look at this straight on, I can click here on the top, and it's going to reorient that so I'm looking straight at it. So I'm going to make a hole, so what I want to do is use the circle tool, and then I'm going to key this in to be ½ inch. So I'll go to my dimension tool. I'll put 0.5, so it's ½ inch. And then I want to make sure it's a certain distance away from the edges. So here I'll make it ½ inch this way so it's centered. And I'll make it 1 inch this way. Alright, when I'm finished with that sketch, that's sketch 2, I'm going to hit the green check mark and I'll reorient this. So notice it's not a hole yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the extrude again, and I'm going to choose that region, but instead of going out, I'm going to make this go the other way. I can do that by clicking this arrow right here, and then I can pull this all the way down and through. And I have a couple of options here. I want to make sure it's removed so that it cuts a hole. And it should go all the way through. Just to check it, I'll reorient this to the bottom. Yep, I can see that drills the hole all the way through. When I'm finished, I hit the green checkbox, and then my part's finished. So that was both an additive and a subtractive extrude.